Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What a beautiful... I tell you what, tonight's show is special. And I don't say that every single week. It's show number 26, and we're not quite sure what you celebrate on show number 26. But I know one thing. I've got an opener, an intro for you tonight that you will, Sky Plus, that you will load onto YouTube. Trust me, it's a beauty. There's so much going on. I thought the only way to capture it would be to have a little tour of the world with song. Have a look at this. See you in a second.
Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, United States.
Oh! United States, yes, we'll be in America tonight. We'll be in New Jersey with, don't worry, Bobby Gunn and Virgil Hill.
Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany.
Germany, yes, we were in Germany at the weekend with Arthur Abraham. We love it in Germany. Box Nation loves Germany. It's official.
Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia.
Well, not Czechoslovakia, it's now called the Czech Republic. And we're there on Thursday for a world title fight. Yes, a world title fight.
Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland.
Ireland. We will be in the north of that great country, in Belfast, with the Prince of Belfast, Darren Corbett, coming up.
Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran. There's Russia.
Russia! Now you know I've got a soft spot for the Ruskies. Yes, we're there on Wednesday with Lebedev, the flat-faced hero.
Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, England.
England. Well, we're in England all the time. My guests are queuing up in England. We love England, the Queen Mother, Prince Charles, Camilla. Love them.
India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Spain.
Spain, and we're in Spain with our friend from the Republic, because that's where he lives now, in Spain with his family. That's Jamie Kavanagh. That's coming up later. Whew. No, that was good. I'll tell you what, the team here behind the scenes, well, there's only one of them, they work there, you know what. So there's a few of them, including Chris Padwick, Jim Bentley and Hannah. They did a great job on that. Jim, easy. That's just like blowing hot air up your own backside, isn't it, when you keep applauding yourself? Pat on the back. Listen, I told you it was a good show. It was a good show last weekend. Got loads coming up this week. Got 2 world title fights coming up. One on Wednesday from Russia, one on Thursday from the Czech Republic, and then we got only about another 9 or 10 shows throughout April. So it's a busy month. Now tonight's show, I've got a guest in, a guy I've been trying to get in for about 4 or 5 months. Okay, it's a guy that I covered first when he was a junior boxer at Croydon, then when he was a senior at the Lynn, and then when he was British, European and WBU world champion. I held that version of the title. I'd like to welcome to the show a very special, nice and warm Box Nation welcome to Wayne Alexander.
Thank you, Steve.
I tell you what, Wayne, that is a very bright shirt. I just noticed. We're loving it. No, it's beautiful. It's working. Wayne, thanks for coming in. First of all, Wayne, you haven't boxed for 5 or 6, 7 years, 6 years. What are you up to now, day to day? What does Wayne Alexander do day to day?
Well, at the moment now, I'm a parent for my second child.
That's a new baby, though, isn't it? That's quite new.
Shania. So I'm very busy with her at the moment.
How old is she?
She'll be 13 weeks tomorrow. My lovely second daughter. I'm also co-running a gym called the Croydon Boxing Academy.
And where is that? Is it in Croydon?
In Croydon, in Brighton Road, Croydon, where we train white-collar and unlicensed fighters. I also do one-on-one coaching in that gym as well, so I'm pretty busy. It's
a busy business. I mean, people sometimes get upset with me because I mention white collar and what is the the sort of so-called unlicensed circuit. It just means it's not licensed within the Border Control. In your opinion, Wayne, is that getting busier over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years?
It definitely is. Yeah, there's a handful of promoters who are running shows in the country. For example, Ross Midnight, who I work with.
Yeah, Ross. Is that the Queensbury whatever they call it?
Queensbury League. They get mainstream TV shows as well. So, it's going well. It's going well all over the country.
They are busy. Now, Wayne, your career ended in 2006. A decent, a great career, really. A nice 9 years. British title, European title, version of the world title. Do you have any regrets about it? I mean, you sort of did a face there, as if to say you weren't happy with it.
Yeah, I think I should have done better. personally, you know, I could have been more dedicated to the sport. You know, which
well, you're admitting it at least.
Yeah, I admit it. You know, I believe I could have won one of the major world titles. You know, when I was at my peak, Fernando Vargas was one of the main champions. And I always think I could have beaten him. You know.
Yeah. And also Vargas, there was a point when Vargas was. Everyone knew that he could be beaten. There was that point when people knew they could get to him.
He was beatable. Yeah, he was. You know, he was a world champion. He was a decent world champion, not a great one. You know, Uruguay Campos was a champion I thought I could have beaten.
That would have been a battle, wouldn't it? You and Uruguay. Even that's making you smart.
Exactly.
You wouldn't need much of a ring for that. No. Now, you did have a terrific crack at Harry Simon, short notice. Tell me the story of the Harry Simon world title fight, the real story, because it was short notice.
Basically, I was just out and about with some of my mates, you know, as you do, and I got a phone call from Ernie Fossey, Ernie Fossey. He gave me a call and said, do I want to fight for the world title tonight against Harry Simon? I thought he was joking. You know,
was it that late? I didn't realise it was that late. I thought it was about 4 days.
No, it was the day before. It was 24 hours. You know, he offered me a purse. I said, you know, come better than that. You know what I mean? So he went away. He came back again. Offered me a bigger purse. I said, no, I want more than that. On the third call, we agreed on a purse. I made a few phone calls to my mates who got me up to Widnes. About 3-4 hours later. You know, luckily I was around the weight.
That was lucky for you.
Yeah, luckily yes, I was around the weight. So you know, I was bang on the weight. Lost a couple of pounds to make the weight.
Yeah, but not a lot.
No, not a lot.
You didn't use anything. You didn't use any excuses at all, did you?
No,
apart from short notice. That was
it. Yeah, I mean, you know, he was a great champion.
Yeah.
And you know, undefeated. I gave him my best. You know, I went 5 rounds, longer than a lot of fighters, you know, who were prepared went. Yeah. And I got beat, you know, the rest is history.
Oh, no, you had the situation going into that fight, Wayne. In your head, you must have known you had to go for it, because you weren't going to win on points, were you?
I mean, at the time, I did believe anyone I caught, I would have knocked out. And I did believe, even though I wasn't fit enough, I believed I would have stopped him. And in the second round, I had him going, you know. Yeah. You know, lesser world champion, I think I would have stopped. But, you know, he proved himself to be a great champion, you know, and it was an honour to be in the ring with him. Yeah,
no, and I agree, because he was a great... And he was a guy also that was avoided. When he was at his peak, people didn't want to fight him. That's why he had to do so much fighting here.
People forget that he beat a prime Winky Wright, Ronald Winky Wright, to win the title.
Did a good job on him as well.
Exactly, yeah. And if he'd kept safe, you know, he would have been in there with a mix with, at the time, De La Hoya, Trinidad.
He could have ended up making himself some big money and becoming a really big star. Of all your, I know my favourite fight, and I didn't see all 27 of your fights, but looking at it here, Wayne, I probably saw about 22 of them. Of all of your fights, which one did you enjoy the most? Which was which gave you the most pleasure or the most enjoyment?
Probably winning the British title, winning the Lonsdale belt.
Well, because that was also... Was Paul Samuels at the time, was he unbeaten as well?
He was unbeaten.
So he was an unbeaten banger.
Yeah.
You were an unbeaten banger. I remember going to that fight in Dagenham, and I remember this clearly, Wayne. I remember I was working at the time, and the paper I was working for at the time, I remember I left where I was in London, making my way out to Dagenham. It's a long old slab. Yeah. And I remember on the journey, they reduced my copy from 600 words to 150 words. And I remember arguing with them and saying, "You're nuts! This is going to be a banger. This is one of the best British title fights for years."
Yeah, that was a shame. Like I say, winning the Lonsdale belt was a dream from 11-year-old kid, you know, winning that belt, you know what I mean? I've seen, like, you know, great fighters, you know, the Mitners and, you know what I mean, Barry Wiggins, people like that winning it, and I wanted to win it as a kid, so...
It's something you wanted?
Yeah, definitely.
Listen, Wayne, don't go away, we've got... Now, Wayne, what's your Twitter account, and also, can people watch your YouTube stuff, your knockouts? You've got a series of knockouts, haven't you?
All my past fights, amateur and pro, they're on my YouTube account, which is KO King Wayne.
Yeah, KO King Wayne. That's up there. That's YouTube.
It, KO King Wayne.
KO King Wayne. What's your actual Twitter account?
And you can follow me on Twitter on @Wayne Boxing.
That's @Wayne Boxing. There we go.
That's it.
And that's not a Wayne. It's just @Wayne Boxing. So that's how you can watch and get hold of Wayne. Since you retired, okay. There's been a lot of light middleweights floating around. The title's changed hands a few times. You know, different people have been in control. You know, Prince Aaron had it for a while, and now Brian Rose has got it, and before that Sam Webb was there or thereabouts. And then Anthony Small couple before that. It's been I mean, it all, you know, all got their own. All got their own merits, but sort of none of them have sort of come through, have they? Whereas you were part of a really busy time, weren't you? Takaloo was around then, Richard Williams was around then, Ryan Rhodes, who sort of didn't seem to be involved, and Anthony Farnell. That was all sort of around there. You only managed to fight Takaloo. Do you regret not fighting the other two, Farnell and Williams?
I'll tell you what. I'm not saying it to the beginning, but I had the title for 3 years. The British title for 3 years, and I defended it once.
Wow.
And,
it's not enough, really, is it?
Nobody wanted to fight me. That's the honest truth. I couldn't get no fights. Andy Farnell was, you know, Warren's ticket seller, so that fight wasn't going to happen until later on down the line.
Of course, that's the way it works.
Ryan Rhodes was offered a fight, and he turned it down. That's a fact. You know, Jamie Moore was offered a fight. You know, he turned it down.
So there's a lot of good fights that you mean. You know, the Paul Salmon's great fight, the Takaloo fight, great when it eventually happened. And obviously, you had to win the European. But there's also 3 or 4 fights, big British fights that could have happened that didn't happen.
Yeah, I would love to have won the belt outright. That was one of my biggest disappointments, not winning the belt outright. You know,
and they sort of just ran out of.
I didn't lose it in the ring. You know.
Run out of people winning the challenger.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when there's different titles around. So it's a good and a bad thing because, you know, people can go, you know, Richard Williams can have the IBO title and make loads of defences, and Farnell can have the WBU and make loads of defences. But I don't know about you, I'm a bit of a traditionalist, Dwayne. I'd like to see British fighters fight British fighters.
Same here, Steve, same here.
I really would be. And why did you have that sort of break, that sort of gap? Was it after the European fight? But it's about a year out. What happened now?
I had the shingles.
I remember this now.
I had the shingles 2 or 3 times.
It just kept putting
eight,
fights
18
off.
months, yeah. And that put me back a bit. Also, I put on weight.
Yeah.
You know, I was I'm in an iron whether to go up to middleweight or not. I actually fought once at middleweight, but it wasn't my weight. So you know, next thing you know, 2 years have gone by. You know what I mean?
Bang.
2 years have gone by.
Quick goes at that.
You know,
Well, listen, Wayne, it's been a pleasure getting you in. Pleasure having you in.
No problem, Steve. Thank you.
But an absolute delight. Wayne Alexander there. Thanks very much indeed. Now, coming up.